What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today at Lions Talk Live, middle of the day edition, a little bit of a burning topic. That's why we want to go right to the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Sarge, Tony Libretto. Sarge, we reported a couple days ago after the Detroit Lions pulled off the OT win against LA that there were reports emerging literally hours after the game from Los Angeles, primarily fans, Stafford, media out there, that the Lions, quote unquote, cheated by wearing blue uniforms. You know, home field advantage. Sure, why not? But do you really think there's this much to it where half a week later, they're still complaining?
Gosh, man, I'll tell you what, there's, nobody can be happy about anything, right? So I think it's a joke, right? Like, if you can't see their silver helmets, their silver heads, the numbers on their jerseys, home field advantage, take advantage of every opportunity you can. Let's go back to college football. Boise State plays on a blue field, for crying out loud.
Right.
You don't see people crying and complaining about that all the time. So, it's just the fans in LA, they're just using it as an excuse why they lost. Stafford, he should know better if he's really saying these things. Warren Sapp is in on this too. I read that he's saying, that they cheated because they used the blue banners behind the end zones. Right. And I'm just like, come on. But Warren Sapp also said the Patriots cheated since the year 2000. Right. And I'm like, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying a little bit, right?
So here's why I go for it. Every team has some form of home field advantage. I mean, we've heard for decades that, in different colleges or professional teams, they paint the visiting locker room pink to try to, make people fall asleep or whatever, make them less aggressive. You hear where the visiting locker room maybe doesn't always have the greatest plumbing, real cramped quarters, just all sorts of stuff to get advantage. The Miami Dolphins for decades now have had a massive home field advantage where their side of the field that they reside on is all shaded. The opposing team is constantly exposed to the sunlight and the humidity, so they have a huge advantage, especially the second half. I've just never seen anybody complain about uniform colors, because I can remember like Dallas and Detroit playing on the same field at the same time, and the uniforms are almost identical, a few small details.
Right.
My question to you is, if this is true and there was some sort of uniform gate color scheme, advantage, wouldn't this have affected Jared Goff too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they were, first and goal or whatever, if they were inside the 10-yard line and he's looking for his receiver in the end zone, wouldn't it affect him too? It didn't seem to. I mean, I don't remember him going, man, I couldn't see anybody, So yeah, it seems like it would work both ways if that was really the case.
So here's my thought. I mean, obviously Stafford wanted out of this place. He felt great, was very complimentary when the Lions, the first year Stafford was in LA, come to LA, lose, and actually close game. I don't think most people went into that game thinking it would be close, but it was. Yeah. Stafford very complimentary towards Goff, the Detroit Lions players, the organization, MCDC, the whole shebang bang. Now, Detroit's won 2 in a row against Stafford in LA. Do you think maybe, at least to a certain percentage, This is just sour grapes. Stafford being, salty that his former team is now one of the better ones in the league. And once again, he seems to be on a team with, not much running game, maybe some level of defense, but it's all on his shoulders to win. And maybe he's feeling embarrassed.
Yeah. I think there's absolutely, 2 in a row, coming back to Detroit and losing 2 in a row now. That first time when they met a few years back, the first year he was in LA, different story, right? We were tearing everything down. And that was obviously the LA Rams won that game, but since then we took them out in the playoffs. We took them out week 1. And there's a good chance they meet again in the playoffs. The Rams are supposed to be one of the better teams in the NFC. So I would love to see him come back to Detroit and lose again. But I was at the game as everyone knows. And I wish the crowd would have booed him more than they did. There's still, I look at all the all the different Lions fan pages and all that, and half the people still are like, he was our quarterback for 12 years. I'm like, he's not anymore. He's not. He's the enemy. Go ahead and cheer him on when they're not playing the Lions, but when he's on our field, he's the enemy, and he needs to be treated as such, just like we boo every other quarterback or every other player on every other team. So I think he wanted a warmer welcome than he got. And I don't know why. He didn't deserve it. He's not on our team anymore.
Right. Maybe I've said this. I think you and I think alike on that when it comes. Hey, the day is going to come where he retires. He wants to come and visit Detroit, like Calvin Berry or 20 other players. Celebrate what he's done. But I'm with you, at least from a coaching standpoint. He's not on my team. Beat his butt down, put him in the ground, and then give him praise, give him a big hug, give him flowers, give him a Mountain Dew, whatever you want to do after the game or before the game, but not during the game.
Right.
Do you think, as much chatter as this thing seems to be getting, I really thought it would die down, give it a 24-hour window. By Tuesday, it'd be dead. But here it is. We should be focused on Tampa Bay. Instead, we're still talking about uniforms. Do you think this compels the NFL to make any kind of rule changes or adjustments?
It might, like, hopefully not. Like, I think, what do they get? Are they going to mandate everyone wears a certain color all the time? They already do most of the time. They have, I'm sure they have a book this thick on, how to keep players' socks up, or, like they find players for the stupidest thing with it when it comes to uniforms. But I'm sure, these uniforms, they came out in what, like May or April when the new, it's not like new, it's not a surprise. You think if it was going to be an issue, the league would have said something to him before week 1, or after week 1, I guess at this point. I don't think I'm sure someone in the NFL office right now is talking about it, but I don't think it gets anywhere. Every team finds every little way to to get an advantage. I don't know if this was intentional or not, to be real. Whoever designed those uniforms probably wasn't going, you know what, this is going to look just like the back of the end zone. So we'll see what comes of it, but I think it's kind of silly to be, let's just move on. You guys lost.
Right.
That one play, even though it was a huge play at the end of the half, it didn't determine the whole second half of the game or everything that happened up until that point. Like if they still scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. Stafford was on fire at that point, hitting people all over the field. I don't know. So I think it dies down after, because there's going to be headlines for week 2 coming up pretty soon, and everyone's going to be talking about week 2 games.
I would hope so. And, the other 2 points I'd have is, like, at the college level, at the high school level, at the pro level, everybody's trying to get some form of advantage. I can think of athletic directors at the college level or even the high school level. If it's on their field, they go over and start talking to the officials, trying to butter them up, for a call here and there. It happens. The other thing I would say is the Rams had to be aware of our uniform choices for at least several days, if not weeks. So if they want to make an adjustment, they could have. The other part is, shouldn't they be somewhat to blame for if they thought the blue was going to be an issue for them, addressing it the week prior to playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, going forward, every team that comes into Detroit is going to ask what uniforms they're wearing, and then probably raise a fit about it too. Because even if they don't believe it, they're still going to make an issue of it to try and take away that advantage or try to give themselves some sort of advantage. So going forward, I don't know how many times we're going to see the all blue uniforms, just because, the league is probably going to be like, all right, Tampa Bay's coming here this week and they're already complaining that, you guys had an advantage over the LA Rams, so you can't wear that uniform this week. I'm sure that's already happening. Right. So, and I don't know if they were going to wear all blue again this weekend or not. I don't know. I don't really care about their uniform schedule. I just want them to go out there and beat everyone's butt. So yeah, it'll be interesting going forward what we see happen.
All right, let's and the only quarterback in NFL history I can think of that would not have been affected at all by colors would have been Bernie Kosar, because he was colorblind. So I remember somebody tried to do something to some team years and years ago, obviously, with the helmet colors being the same. And he's like, it doesn't matter. They all look the same to me anyway. So.
Right.
All right, let's get to the Duke crew real quick. Robert, Papa Noel, this is getting out of hand. Coach Dan, the level of salt with the Rams is shameful. It could be a level to that, but I think both teams just need to move on. I mean, if you're complaining about uniform colors, I think you got bigger worries then. Let's see, Drake, Skip Stafford, Skip LA. I concur. Voltron entitlement at its finest, I'd say. There could be some truth to that. I'm going to leave that one alone, though. Sarge, shake my head, says David. Sosimo, no offense to him, but skip the Rams. They had their chance to win. Goff faced the same views and colors as Stafford. Right. George, oh boy, here we go. You all know you cheated. The NFL should strip away the win and give it to us. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that works out. Miller, LA sounds weak. Complaining about uniforms, unreal. Yes, I agree. Big Daz, that's what babies do. Cry, cry, cry. We didn't get our way. Yes. Trey, cry more, LA. Yeah, as a Lions fan, Sarge, we've been on so many bad calls, or didn't complete the process of the catch. We're going to pick up the flag in a playoff game on a clear and obvious pass interference. Mm-hmm. In the grand scheme of things, the uniform colors just doesn't seem like that big an offense.
No, not at all, man.
All right, 9 drinks. Woo! Thumbs up. All right, Big D, what do you got? Boo-hoo, crybabies. I hope we play them again. I think we will in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think, this will be a budding rivalry for a couple years. Trump, Trump's 2024. Fair, okay. Bruce, you cheated? Yeah, well, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, as Sarge says.
Right on.
Moonscar. Good morning, Sarge. Exclamation points. Rams still singing the blues? Question marks. Really? Question marks. Bunch of Karens. Hey, well, maybe when Stafford retires, maybe Rodgers can get traded over there. All right, Hookadoo. Hey, they can complain all they want. Was the end zone camouflage last year? That I don't recall. I don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is. Gary Gray's salutations, Coach and Druku. Whatever happened to being professionals? Question mark. I guess if you can't beat them, whine about it. There's a whole lot of truth there. Key, the OT win, and in particular, the overtime was literally the equivalent of playing like your little brother in Madden and him claiming that you're cheating because you're doing the same thing running. Yeah, I know a lot of times when we used to play Madden, you run the same play over all the time, and people complain about it. Yeah. Hey. Old school Packers, right? They really only had 3 or 4 plays, but if you can't stop it, we ain't gonna stop running it. All right, Trump's Sapp is an idiot. I would love to see the full quotes for him, but why he's complaining about uniforms, man, who knows? Mike the Marine Gunny, who says Goff can see his receivers any better? Boo, yeah, woo. All right, Garlic, yes, Miami is classic. Yeah, they built that stadium intentionally to do that. And home field advantage. You don't like it? Don't let us be the number 1 seed. Key, I would be so embarrassed as a Rams fan losing to another team. Rosie Perez, Pineapple Express. Do you realize how weak you just made us look? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, Key. Yager Bomb, what do you got? They're from California. They're soft after the hours. All right, fair enough. Doing a little editing there. Michael, from this day forward, Rams will never beat the Detroit Lions again. Who's next? Yes, who? Maybe Tampa Bay's next. Hopefully. Gunny, what do you got? Stafford is feeling and singing the blues. Ronald, he needs to stop whining. Great players don't whine; they find a way to win. Unfortunately, Stafford, throughout most of his career, he has not found a way to win, and maybe not fully on him, but I think he's getting to the point in his career where he knows the end's coming. Probably wants more wins than losses. Day New Orleans used to show what was a very advantageous view of a shorter quarterback like Drew Brees on the Boomtron when the Saints had the ball. Hey, give them some unfair advantage. Paul, same old Stafford. Key, Rams fans, no. Noon Detroit Lions fans can't use that. You Detroit Lions fans can't use that. You can't use the thing that made to make our narrative look good for yourself. We don't think about a backup rebuttal. There you go. Hardy, it hasn't died down because the NFL plans to have a rematch in the playoffs. Now, there could be a whole lot of truth in that, Hardy.
Right.
Stoking the fires. Key, whatever, the Rams fans are just upset off that. We are better than them, and they can't accept that right now. They hate the fact that we have swagger and confidence. Probably true. Steve, the other team, word blue, and isn't Goff seeing the same colors too? Yeah, I think, Sarge and I agree with you on that, Steve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would be seeing the exact same color schemes. See, Jason, team jerseys of destiny. There we go. Wear them every game. I say every home game now. Make it a thing. You come here, you're facing the Blues. Let's see, Hutch Jr., LA Rams cook, 9 drinks. Stafford is just being a sore loser. Randy, ridiculous, sad, reality, probably true. Steve, our QB sees blue jerseys of opponents too. This is very true, Steve, very true. Ed, he obviously had white or silver numbers. No matter what color the uniforms are, they should be definitely stood out with the blue. 100%. Moonscar, dude, Detroit versus everybody Magic 8 Ball says the NFL needs something from us to make a new rule. The league, we lead the league in that. Exclamation point. The rule, all end zones to be the same color, grass green. There you go. Key, you're making an excuse for the Stafford pick. Bro, like really? Stafford literally threw a floater. You're basically trying to say if it wasn't for that pick, you would have won. Yeah, looks like it. And he nearly threw, 4 other picks? We couldn't hold on, including that boneheaded one right before the end of the fourth quarter. I thought Carlton Davis had it. I was like, all right, Jake Bates is going to set a record for like an 80-yard field goal or something.
Right.
You can see. Good morning, coach and crew. Woo! Day, I thought it was Testaverde that was colorblind. Yeah, Vinny Testaverde. Maybe you got that right. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe it was both. Maybe it was both. I to be honest, maybe I'm wrong. I'd say, Walt, hi, Sarge. Woo! Hookadoo. I lost some of the anger for him and his wife because last year it's back and even more. Skip the Rams. Okay, Mr. Nico, how long was Stafford the flagship for the Lions? ? He left because he didn't want to start over. We started over. That's true, like a good ex. All right, a couple more here, and then it's time to get out of here. Walt, hit that like button for Dan and the Duke Crew and for Sarge. Yes, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Jason, they are all just salty that Stafford threw a bad pass. They just need to own it and get over with get on with their lives. Mr. Nico, and we're not the same team. It's because a bad breakup. Yeah, the bad breakups happen, man. Walt, Lions rule, Rams drool. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to go and get out of here. I think we got just about everybody here. Blueberries forever. Yeah, at home, I'm starting to think maybe that's the way we go with that. Travis Dan Campbell's shirt says it all about Rams. Salty. Yes, concurred. Richard, they were wearing those same colors when they were always losing too. Chris, laughing out loud. We can all blame Kelly Stafford. Big Dad's uniforms were fine. He was here. Yes, he was here. He knows how it all goes. All right, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push for 8,000. We're like 110 subs away this week until the end of the Bucs game. We're doing a charity fundraiser. Every new subscriber we get, we donate $1 for charity. Other than that, Sarge, you got any closing thoughts on this?
No. I hope they bring them back out this weekend just for a middle finger to the league. Even if they weren't planning on wearing them, I think they should put them back on for this weekend and be like, what are you going to do?
What if we wear a jersey that say LA Lions? Detroit Rams or something like that.
That would
All
be
right, guys,
great.
we'll get out of here. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, and we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care and have a good day, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.